Well, hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to another edition of Inside Career Technical Education. I'm Ann Baldwin, one of the hosts of the program.
And I'm Jim Bologa, President and CEO of Porter and Chester Institute and YTI Career Institute, and I'm Ann's co-host.
And I feel like we're having a baby today. We've got a new addition to the family that we're going to announce today, right, Jim?
We do.
All right, but to help us do that is the guy that's really put a lot of legwork and a lot of time into this is Glenn Hartland. And Glenn is the Campus Director of Education and the Automotive Curriculum Coordinator, and he joins us today. And why don't we just start with you, Glenn, and let you announce the news, and then we'll talk to you a little bit about what this is all about.
Okay, great. So good morning, Ann and Jim. Thank you. Appreciate you having me on today. And I am excited to be here because we have been revamping our curriculum to make it more relevant to the industry by adding hybrid and electric vehicle technology to our curriculum.
So Glenn, what that means is that our automotive program is now going to have this material in it, so that our students are going to be really very relevant for the marketplace.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for a long time, we have actually had just the introduction to hybrid technology in our program. But it's no secret that today there is a big increase in demand for hybrid vehicles through the manufacturers and stuff. And so our curriculum obviously has to stay current and relevant to that. And so we've been spending a lot of time working to improve the curriculum to meet the need of the market.
Well, you mentioned the demand for electric and hybrid vehicles, and we happen to have a statistic in front of us from automotiveworld.com says that since 2015, that's a while back, right? There has been a 400% increase in electric vehicle sales, and I believe we all see them on the road now. So this program at your Worcester campus really just makes sense.
Yeah, it's perfect timing, and again, what we're doing is we're gonna offer it at our Worcester campus. So all of our viewers, who are listening in, the process for us is that we're going to start in Worcester. So if you live in Central Massachusetts or Western or Eastern Massachusetts, and you want to learn about hybrid and electric vehicles in terms of the automotive repair, side and being a technician, this is where we're going to start. And then from there, we're going to expand out to our other campuses over the next couple of months and quarters. And we're really very, very excited.
Absolutely. Why don't you talk, Glenn, a little bit about your background and how you've kind of taken what's happening, in our society and really weaved it into your automotive technology program.
Okay, sure. So my background is I actually went to a school very similar to what we offer here at Porter and Chester. When I graduated from that school, I went right into the industry. I worked for 13 years as a Subaru technician, then ran a independent garage for another 12 years, came on board with Porter and Chester in 2007 as an automotive instructor, and from there just kind of moved up through the ranks and still keep current with all the technology and the needs. I mean, the reality is that there are many people in the automotive industry that are retiring now, all the baby boomers, and so it opens up a lot of opportunities for our graduates.
No, absolutely. And I think that, again, as you look at the increase in hybrid and electric vehicles, almost every brand, every automotive brand is coming out with either already have a hybrid or very basic electric vehicles, or now they're coming out with all kinds of additional electric vehicles. And I think I just saw recently, and Glenn, maybe you saw this as well, but I think Ferrari's coming out with an electric vehicle. Which I
think it's the future. It's the future of transportation. Right. Glenn, I've been into your automotive departments. It looks like you're walking into a beautiful, service center, service garage. How will things change? How will the curriculum change? How will the tools change?
Oh, sure. Great question. So right now, before we added this current updates to our curriculum, again, as I mentioned earlier, we've just had an introduction to hybrid, basically a comparison between non-hybrid and hybrid vehicles, but with no electric vehicle theory. But our updated curriculum is going to remove a lot of the older technology that technicians just rarely see in the field, and it's going to replace it with a lot more electrical theory on hybrid and electric vehicles. So as far as some of the things that we're doing within our program. So while the students are in labs, they're going to be working on training aids and training vehicles. And our goal is to help them to become proficient in their skills that they're going to need to be successful. As we add more hybrid and electric vehicle content, there's a lot more computer-based technology in our vehicles nowadays. So our students need to become more proficient in the diagnostics of those. A lot of our employers that come to what we call program advisory committee meetings that review our program continuously say to us, your students need and they need to have people that can not just read scan tool data, oscilloscopes, and those types of instruments, but actually know what the data is telling them. And that's where our focus is going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Glenn. Keep going.
Yeah, I was going to say that with a focus on electrical theory and diagnostics, we get more in depth using what's called a milliohm that can actually test the high voltage motor generator stator windings to within thousands or even millions of an ohm, and then meg-ohm meters for measuring larger resistance. What ultimately happens is we just have more clear understanding of what's going on with the vehicle, and it helps us to actually possibly see future failures before they actually happen. So we're actually predicting those before they occur.
I'm pretty excited about the changes that are going to take place in our industry modeled labs. But Glenn, why don't you maybe paint a little bit more of a picture, a detailed picture for our viewers?
Absolutely. So as you already have mentioned, a hybrid kind of delivery of the program, theory being kind of done at home, allows flexibility for our students while they're doing the practical applications and learning those skills at the campus level and stuff. So our program is made up of basically, it's 12 months long. It consists of 5 10-week terms offered both during the day and the evening. And that helps to accommodate our students' flexible schedule as well, too. We are actually looking at possibly offering even a residential program, full residential. That's part of our recent conversation to even offer, again, even more flexibility for our students.
So, Glenn,
Right.
the automotive dealers in the area must be just thrilled because, like you said, there's an advisory board that's told you, look, this is what students need to really be learning, and they help you kind of develop the curriculum, which is your job. So what's the response been in the community that they know you're going to, after about a year or so, have some graduates coming out of the program that are prepared to work on hybrid and electronic vehicles?
Right. No, another great question. So it's really kind of, our conversations about this have been going on for a long time, but many of them don't realize or not even aware that we'll be rolling this out for March. But we'll be spreading that message.
Yep.
And a lot of what we're doing is based on their feedback to begin with. I'm actually going next week to actually a Kia training centers right here in Marlboro, right near us, to speak with one of their trainers, again, to get an idea how they're training their technicians, but also this happens to be a Porter and Chester graduate from our Enfield campus, so that was exciting to know. And again, what I'm finding in the industry is that nothing's like really top secret. Everybody's working with each other. Even like, we were talking about adding new vehicles and the availability of electric cars. And I just saw recently about Subaru and Toyota developing a partnership so that Subaru can come out with its first electric vehicle sometime early this year. So it really is a partnership. Everybody knows the industry is moving in this direction. Yep. It's taken more than a century. I mean, the first electric vehicle was introduced in a little debate, but either 1832 or 1839, somewhere in that area. Mm-hmm. The technology just wasn't there, but now it is. Battery technology has improved so much where, a lot of people were worried I can only go 100 miles on an electric vehicle. It's not the case nowadays. They can go maybe 300 miles on somewhere between a 15-minute to a 45-minute charge.
So we've talked a lot about this program. It's exciting news. It's happening in Worcester, and then I'm sure the program, as we've mentioned, is going to expand. So the best place to go to get information on this program or so many of the other trades and healthcare programs that are going on at Porter and Chester Institute is porterchester.edu. That's porterchester.edu. Well, we got to wrap things up, Glenn. But anything that you wanted to talk to our viewers about that we didn't chat about yet?
Nope. The only thing I would say is we're located right here in Worcester, 220 Brook Street. If anybody wants to come down and visit the campus, I'd be happy to show them around.
Now, there's a personal invitation.
There you go.
I hope people will take you up on it, Glenn. And, Glenn, hats off to you and to all of Porter and Chester Institute. These things don't just happen. It takes a lot of time, energy, and you're doing it, and you're doing it right. So what an exciting announcement we've been able to make on this program, Jim. I'm excited.
No, I am too. I'm super excited, and I do want to thank Glenn for all his hard work. And again, to your point, it's time and resources, and that's human resources and financial resources and sort of all of our relational resources that we rely on to make this program what it is today. I'm very excited and want to thank that whole community that helped sort of get us there.
Sure, it's great. And again, this program starting first in Worcester in March, porterchester.edu. Well, we hope you enjoyed our important announcement. It was fun, and Glenn Hartland, I can't thank you enough for being here to lend your expertise and really explain the program. So again, hopefully folks will take hopefully folks will take you up on it. So on behalf of Jim Bologa and myself, thanks for tuning in to this edition of Inside Career Technical Education.